Morning. I thought I would film a day in my life without socials because it has now been a solid 6 days without YouTube or Instagram. So I wanted to show you guys another very realistic day in my life. Look at my breakout too. It sucks. As soon as the weather gets drier, because it's now autumn and the cool air has finally set in, it just gets like this every year without fail. And usually I will have more of an intense breakout when I'm actually stressed too. So hopefully that doesn't happen this year, but I do get kind of a seasonal depression. So as we get deeper from autumn into winter, I have no idea what's going to happen. Like, I could be stressed out of my mind in the next few months. I have no idea. But as of now, this is just a hormonal dryness in the air breakout, I think. I don't think it's stress because I definitely don't feel anything like I did when I had acne middle of last year because I was actually stressed at that time. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys what my work from home routine is. At the moment, I've just gotten a new email come in, so I'm going to actually head to my desk first. That took particularly long. Some days I like to do a deeper clean than others. It just depends on how motivated I feel, how messy the areas are. So that took a while. But I have my matcha, which Bill made for me. And then I'm now starting on my devotional. So basically I go through one date a day because there's literally one devotional a day. So I'm going to be going through this for the entire year. And if I skip days, especially for office days or the weekend, then I basically catch up. So sometimes I'm reading multiple days in one session. And once it's done, I basically pray. And this is specific devotional on marriage. So very good if you are thinking of getting married in the future, engaged, already married, want to go through it with your spouse. I'm personally just going to hand this on to Bill after I finish it because he doesn't read as much as me anyway. So he has books that he is currently trying to progress on, but he just doesn't read as often as me. So I basically am going to go through this one first. And so far I have found it pretty good. It's meant to accompany an actual reading book on marriage by the same authors. So if you want to read that too, then I would recommend, because I think I have that on my shelf. I just haven't gotten to it. I decided to do this devotional first. So I think it's very helpful. It's not just Bible verses or passages specifically about marriage, because honestly, I think with 365 days, they would run out. But there's definitely different insights they take from their own accompanying reading book. So they like put it in sometimes as the passage of the day. So it's not just passages from the Bible, it's like real world practical insights from this married couple, the Kellers, who actually wrote it together. So would highly recommend, and shout out to one of my friends, Sherwin, for actually buying this for me as an engagement present. Just finished March 31st. So basically today is about the passages about slavery in the Bible, which are quite controversial if you're not religious. Basically, it says that in the Bible, Paul, who is one of the authors of the New Testament books, basically encouraged the churches of that time, and therefore also our current churches in the future who are reading the Bible, to basically see their slaves or like servants as equal to them, which obviously was pretty radical, especially during those olden times. The question of reflection was, if your service requires plain speaking of the truth in love, are you able to do that from loving motivation? Are you able to be loving and humble? Basically, when you feel like you have to kind of tell someone off, like, do you feel like you're doing that from a place of just wanting them to be a better person rather than you trying to exercise your authority in a toxic way? So thought that was very interesting because it's very applicable to marriage, church, just people in your life. And yeah, so even if you're not married, even if you're literally single, you can definitely still go through this devotional. That probably looked really silly on camera, but last night I tried Pilates finally for the first time, and obviously my body's sore because I usually don't do very strenuous exercise. So I either do what you guys just saw with stretching, or I take a walk, and I haven't gotten myself to do anything else for a while now. I've tried different sports and just fitness routines in the past, but nothing that has really properly stood out to me. So I might actually sign up for Pilates. But yeah, I did a trial lesson last night and I actually liked it. It's just that my body is very sore now. My next part of my work from home routine is now admin, and a lot of my admin actually ends up being on my personal phone screenshots, because screenshotting is just a great way to remind me of what I need to do in my personal life. So I'm gonna head back to my computer and do that now. I was just about to start on my final task for admin, which is gonna take the longest. But before I do that, I noticed that my meeting begins in 20 minutes. My meeting routine is to obviously scrub up because I literally look homeless right now. So what I do is, you can only see the top of my shirt on camera anyway. So I just get kind of like anything that is appropriate. And I just like to comb out my hair. It is actually due for a wash, but because I only wash it once a week, I try, if I can, to hold out until I have my next sort of like special event, which for me is actually this Saturday. So if I can hold out another 3 days to wash it this Friday, then that would be great. If I can't, because it's already like overdue, because the last time I washed it was actually exactly a week ago now, then I'll just have to do it twice. But I rarely ever actually get to that point, because if my hair's dirty, I do stay at home for like half the week. So it's not really something that actually bothers me much. I finished my meeting and admin. Oh my goodness, look at how dry my skin is. Like, look at that. That's insane. I think it's starting, guys. Usually the acne is really bad in winter, but I think it's already begun. It's only autumn, like a month in. Anyway, I'm having leftovers from last night's supper. It's just this frozen yum cha. So it's like xiaolong bao and dim sum. Does dim sum just mean dumpling? I actually don't know. Ha gao? Nah, I don't really know. I'm really bad at this stuff. But yeah, so look at how distracting this is. Like, this is horrible. My skin, oh my gosh. 5 minutes until my next meeting, which is also the last one of the day. I'm going to bring in my book so I can do some reading before it begins. And I'm gonna lock in on this one and try and take notes. That's my meetings done for the day. I'm on the 3rd Harry Potter book. I like to reread the series whenever I feel like it, and the last time I reread them was 4 years ago now. So sometimes I just feel like it because I truly love the series. So I have been going through them, and what I like to do as well is play the soundtrack from the movies on my TV, because honestly, my favorite element of the movies is actually the soundtrack. And I've also been inspired by the TV show trailer. It's coming out end of the year, so I'm really keen for the remake, because I'm not a big TV show person, but I'll definitely be tuning into this one somehow because I just love Harry Potter that much. I'm also gonna grab a snack and then settle down and maybe finish, because I'm up to here, so I only have that much more to go. So we'll see what happens, and in the meantime I'll make sure that I'm listening out for any work notifications so that I can go back to my desk whenever I need to. I'm back and it's a bit past 4 now, so I've been doing a mixture of snacking, reading and work, and I actually also got opportunities to chat to Bill a bit, but he's back into his second last meeting now. He always has a lot more meetings than me. I think he has 4+ a day, which is actually crazy. They all last at least an hour. Part of moving out has been obviously me and Bill can buy whatever we want for groceries rather than me just getting whatever I had in my family home. Thank goodness my mum was always buying snacks for us, so my family home had even more snacks than we have. Now it's more like we just have the freedom to literally grab whatever we want when we're in a supermarket. So I was like, why not have dino nuggies? Like, even though it's for kids, they are delicious. So just had that, choking a little bit on the chili oil that I paired with it as well. But I'm going to finish off the book. Originally, this was actually a day in my life number 10 for the channel, but unfortunately, I kind of lost motivation, and obviously since this is not an actual side hustle where I'm getting paid, I didn't actually have to film if I didn't want to. So a couple days have passed, and I've spent today with a mild food poisoning, an on and off fever, and diarrhea, which has not been pleasant to say the least. I think I've been to the bathroom about 25 times, so I actually took the day off. And tomorrow is Easter long weekend. So good timing, but also really bad timing because I have half a dozen events this weekend. So obviously it's really not great if I still have it tomorrow morning, in which I have to wake up at 6:45. So I'm really not keen, but I thought I would continue on with this vlog because I still have not returned to YouTube or Instagram besides YouTube on the TV, mainly for background music as I read Harry Potter. And secondly, whenever I'm eating, I prefer not to hold the book and food. So what I do is I do end up watching YouTube straight from the TV. It's not on the phone, where when I have the app, I'm always obsessively queuing the next video because I don't know, that just gives me satisfaction somehow. So I've really come to the realization, or maybe to being more open about the fact that I do have a personality that tends to get addicted pretty easily. And I feel like in doing this bout of YouTube, Instagram cleansing, it's really helped me actually become a bit more open about it with people. Like, there's just no shame in taking breaks from social media. It's completely fine. Like, no one's judging. And so I literally just tell people like, look, I do have a more prone to addiction personality than most. So it is what it is. And unfortunately, some other people are going to struggle with other parts of their personality and not getting addicted, whereas I just do. Like, it's just how I remember always being. So maybe it's the effect of also growing up with the internet more than previous generations, who knows, but like, it is definitely something I've noticed in myself. So I am basically doing a very slow tidy of the house because obviously I abandoned my usual work from home routine today because there was no work to do in the first place. And once I don't do one of them in order, especially if I don't finish my work completely first, everything kind of goes topsy-turvy. So I didn't bother sticking to my actual routine. Instead, I nearly finished Goblet of Fire, which is the 4th Harry Potter book. Every time I feel a bit more of those stomach ache pangs, I am going to return to reading as sort of like my rest, because I need to be recovered by tomorrow. And the diarrhea only started this morning. So like, apparently usually diarrhea lasts a couple days at least. So I'm a bit worried about tomorrow morning. I have to wake up so early, but I'm gonna really try my best. I am going to just think positive and hope that my body is recovering quickly. Little update on life without Instagram. It's been over a fortnight now, I think. And I've just been really enjoying myself. I've kind of come to a bit of an epiphany where I'm just like, you know what? It's okay to like have a private account and to like not care about posting and having people see where I've been or what I'm doing or like just my aesthetic footage. Like, it's just not a big deal to me, like having this break. And sometimes it's okay to just look at photos and videos I've taken and keep them to myself. Hello, I'm going to end this video here. I haven't had much time to do consistent updates for you guys. We had the long Easter weekend. Obviously, there was just a lot going on. We ended up having half a dozen events during the 4 days of the weekend, not to mention I was sick. So it was not very pleasant. It was actually kind of tiring. But because it was an extended weekend, I did feel kind of rested. So yesterday, I did have a very busy work day. I actually didn't really end up properly finishing my work and just like catching up. But today I have managed to do so. So I've caught up now on a whole week's worth of work, which is great. There's of course more coming in as I speak, but I have managed to get at least the majority of my to-do list done, which is great. Now I can go back to my usual work from home routine, which includes number 1, tidying the house, which I am in the middle of right now. But I thought I would just end this video here because I actually have not returned to Instagram besides for some mood boarding for events and to answer a couple chats, not all of them, and to also just put myself on private because that is honestly just what my current self feels like doing. Like, I'm feeling a little more introspective, a little more private, a little more quote unquote mysterious, which I have not actually felt fully before, and who knows if I will ever feel like that as a pretty social person. But I'm just feeling in a little mood of like wanting to escape and have quiet time to myself or to me and Bill, and to basically just be a little bit more introverted, I guess. Obviously this feeling might not last long. I am still naturally more extroverted, but yeah, I guess I am just maybe growing up and just wanting to be a little more on the private side than I usually am. Who knows? But I thought it'd be a nice point in time with this mindset to end this video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed a little bit of insight into what it's been like for me to not have any Instagram pretty much, and then YouTube not on either of my phones. That has been interesting, and editing this video is going to be interesting. And yeah, I hope you guys just have a great time until the next time I am back.